Hey everyone, this is Michael from Replica Airguns with a comparison video looking at a bunch of different KWC/Cybergun, Taurus, PT-24-7, and these are BB and Airsoft pistols. A while back I made a Glock video because we were getting all kinds of different Glock versions of pistols, and I went through some of the differences. Now we're kind of stepping back a bit, going back several years because these guns have been out for a while. And periodically I get asked questions about them, and so I thought I'd drill down and really take a look at the differences between these versions that we sell. Now, we don't sell all of these. I've had some of these for, like I said, a long time. What you're gonna find typically in our store right now are the KWC 24/7 G2 versions in Airsoft and Steel BB. That's gonna depend on stock when you're watching the video, of course. I don't believe we carry the Cybergun version anymore. I'm not really sure if we even have the non-blowback version anymore, but they can come and go. These are actually all KWC products, so when we do get KWC orders, we'll get restocked on a lot of these products. Let's go over what I have here on the table, and then we'll go over what's been available, what is available, and what the versions consist of. So on the table here, I have a Cybergun, and this is the Taurus PT-24-7 G2 gas blowback airsoft pistol. Now below it, we have KWC guns, or actually all three of the rest of them are KWC distributed, so they don't have the Taurus licensing, okay? And they're not distributed through Cybergun. They're direct from KWC, so they come direct from Taiwan, whereas Cybergun versions come from the US. So if it's an airsoft gun, it'll typically have the orange tip. I've taken it off for this video. So directly below the airsoft version, we have the KWC similar version, but it's the Taurus 24/7 G2 gas blowback steel BB pistol, again unlicensed, direct from KWC. And then we have the airsoft equivalent, so this is pretty much identical here, but without licensing, okay? So it's the G2 version again, okay? All of these three here are gas blowback. This is non-blowback. We have airsoft, and we have steel BB, and they're a little bit different because these three are the G2 versions, and this would be what you'd call, I guess, a G1 version. All right, at one time these guns came in different versions, so we're gonna go over all of them, starting with the non-blowback version. So we had the KWC 24/7 CO2 non-blowback steel BB, which shot 300 FPS with 21 rounds. And then we had the KWC 24/7 CO2 non-blowback airsoft BB version, which shot around 393 FPS and had a 15-round capacity. Moving down to the blowback guns, we had the KWC 24/7 G2 CO2 blowback steel BB pistol, which shot around 344 FPS with 16 rounds. And then we had the KWC 24/7 G2 CO2 airsoft pistol, which shot up to 400 to, well, they said 440 FPS with 16 rounds. Now then we essentially had the Cybergun versions of those guns identical in FPS and in rounds per magazine as well. And the only difference between the KWC and Cybergun versions would have been being distributed through Cybergun and having an orange tip on the airsoft version. All right, let's go through some similarities and differences, and then we'll kind of take a quick look around. So all of these guns are made by KWC in Taiwan. All versions come in these cardboard boxes, right? So they have these nice cardboard boxes, depends on what you get. They're all gonna kind of look the same. Other than the Taurus, the Cybergun version looks a little bit different, right? So you can see it's a little bit kind of different box packaging and everything, but they're all similarly packaged. They all come with some sort of ammunition bag like this, okay? They're all gonna come with Allen keys for the CO2 because they all use CO2. The blowback versions, right? So the Cybergun blowback and the KWC blowback versions are gonna have extra backstrap for you, extra backstraps for you, right? Nice. And of course, they're all gonna have some sort of a manual that comes with them that has instructions on how to, load, shoot, safety tips, things like that, how to put the straps on, how to adjust the hop up if they do have hop up. Some of them do, some of them don't. All of these guns are gonna have metal slides with polymer frames. All versions have full-size dropout metal magazines that hold the CO2 and the BBs. All versions have white dot sights. All versions have rails for accessories. All blowback versions are second generation, called the G2 version. So that would be the Cybergun and the KWC versions. All non-blowback versions are going to be first generation guns. And all non-blowback versions have a double action only trigger since there's no blowback action. And all blowback G2 versions have a single action only trigger. All non-blowback versions do not have working slides, so the slides are fixed. All non-blowback versions do not have trigger safeties. All non-blowback versions have rubber grips, and I'm going to show you kind of the differences cosmetically in a second here. And all non-blowback versions do not have the ability to field strip them, not easily anyways. Now all blowback G2 versions can be field stripped. All blowback G2 versions come with extra back straps like I showed you. All blowback GT versions have ambidextrous controls versus the non-blowback versions that do not. All blowback G2 versions do have hop-up adjustment, whether that be Airsoft or Steel BB, and all non-blowback versions do not have hop-up adjustment. Now again, I wanted to mention the Cybergun versions are the only versions that have the Taurus licensing because that license is held with Cybergun, and all Cybergun Airsoft versions do come with the orange tip, although it was fairly easy for me to remove it. So here it is here. It's just a threaded barrel with a threaded thing there. Now it was probably glued in a little bit, so sometimes you have to heat it up in hot water or whatnot to get it out, but usually they come out with some work involved. All right, so let's take a quick look. What I'm going to do is first compare the Steel BB non-blowback to the blowback version. So again, we have the KWC non-blowback steel version here, and so cosmetically it's a little bit different, right? The slide is separate from the frame, but it's not, you can't move it, you can't slide it around, but it is its own unit. It just doesn't, you know, slide back and forth. So none of these controls work, right? It doesn't have a trigger safety on this sort of Gen 1 version. Even the magazine release is not ambidextrous, okay? So there's your magazine, full size, nice heavy, all steel or all metal dropout magazine that holds the CO2. And the BBs, again, I don't think this one has CO2. Yes, it does. Got to double check. Pointed to the ground, you never know. I'm shooting it at my rug just in case. So you do have a working safety. Again, not ambidextrous, but you can tell when it's live or not. You do have white dot sights, okay, front and back, right? There's no takedown little slides or whatever you want to call them, levers. They're not really a lever. They're, what do you call them? Sort of like, they're like a switch on either side. I'll show you on the other gun. I can't remember the name of it, but little tabs that you pull down on either side, similar to like a Glock, to take the gun apart to field strip it, and I will show you that in a second. Now on this gun, you do have this sort of rubber kind of grip. So it is rubber. It's like a rubber piece that goes over top. So that's kind of nice. It's very comfortable. Okay, nice gun. Got the rail, got the recessed barrels, right? Okay. So compare that to the BB version in blowback, the G2 version. You have ambidextrous controls all the way around this gun, a working slide, right? You have the takedown little toggles or switches here. You have a working trigger safety. Again, ambidextrous controls on both sides, even the magazine release, okay? Everything's ambidextrous. You have the rails again. You have the recessed barrel to some degree. You have white dot sights, front and back. The grips are not rubberized, but they are comfortable. And again, you have the full-size dropout metal magazine, right? This gun doesn't have any ammo in it, but I will just sort of quickly show you the blowback action. Oh, safety got on. Okay, nice blowback action. Just had to hold down the slide catch release because there's no ammunition in it to get it to work. On the other side, again, you can see here, this one does have the nice stainless slot or stainless barrel, right? It's kind of nice. Really nice gun. Now, essentially, this is the same version. This is the Cybergun version. It just has the markings on it, but it's identical, okay? So different, obviously, than the Generation 1, but obviously similar in basic looks. So the Cybergun version has a little bit more etching on it, right? Same nice barrel, chrome or stainless, whatever you want to call it. Same white dot sights, okay? That would just have the orange tip. And then here we have the KWC Airsoft version. So you see the barrel's a little bit different on the Airsoft version. It's got a little bit larger diameter outer barrel, and then the inner barrel is recessed a little bit more, and obviously larger diameter as well. But they are, you know, essentially the same. It's just a different outer liner and inner barrel. All right, so hopefully that gives you an idea. You got the KWC markings there, right? versus the Taurus markings. Okay, so that's another difference on the Cybergun versions versus the KWC. All right, hopefully that gives you some understanding on the differences between the KWC / Cybergun / G1 versus G2 versions versus blowback versus non-blowback versions. Now, right now, again, as I mentioned, you're going to have more luck finding the KWC versions on our website in the blowback version, so the G2 version. So hopefully that's one that you're interested in more than the other ones. I kind of prefer those versions as well. I will put links in the description to buy these guns, and I have done field tests, shooting videos for most of these guns. So I'll do my best to find some of the links and put those in the description and in the video. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're interested in other products, air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories, check out our Canada and US online stores over at replicaairguns.ca and replicaairguns.us. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.